Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Wildflower Will's YouTube channel. I'm Louise, and I am here every Monday night casting on a new project. So if you are new, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome. This is the last Monday before Christmas. Can you believe it? I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Do you guys have your Christmas knitting done? I'm envisioning everybody right now frantically gathering their knitting, getting a drink, getting comfy, you know, cuddled up underneath an Afghan, maybe a Christmas movie on kind of quietly in the background, and sitting and knitting socks, hats, mitts, something that you were going to gift next weekend. so I put a poll up on the weekend asking if anybody else was knitting Christmas gifts. And at one point, 100% of the people said that they were knitting Christmas gifts. Throughout the day, it kind of went, there was about 3/4 of the people still knitting Christmas gifts. 25% of you were all done, relaxed, and just doing some knitting for yourselves at this point. So that was, I was kind of happy to see that I was not the only one still gift knitting, which didn't really surprise me. So hello to everybody. I see some of you guys coming in here into the chat. Nikki, oh, hi, Elise and Liz. Val, hey, Jocelyn. Nikki, I have your tea and your gnome mug and knitting hat. Sounds like a perfect evening. Elise, oh, you're grading instead. Okay, so a little the tech side of things. It's only 5 here, so no Christmas knitting. Okay, so you're like still on work time hours. Hi, Lynn. So, well, let's chat. So every Monday night, I come on here and we talk about what you guys voted for. It's either I had 2 kinds of yarn and you were picking the yarn, or possibly a pattern or a stitch pattern, a technique or something. So what I had this week was this yarn. This was what is this? This came from Michael's. This was actually Eric's birthday yarn. So Eric is my son, and if you've been watching throughout the years, you'll know that every year on Eric's birthday, I always gift him a ball or 2 of yarn as a joke. It's kind of become a thing, and even though he pretends to absolutely hate it, I'm sure he doesn't, and would be really sad if I didn't keep giving him yarn. So this year, just before his birthday, I ran into Michael's and grabbed up all of this because he's going to need something that's not wool, something he does his own laundry. And sometimes he has staff there to help him, but I think for the most part, he does his own laundry. So he's not going to hand wash anything wool. So this is 100% acrylic, I'm sure. Let me double check. Yep, 100% acrylic. So it's Lion Brand Heartland yarn. Sensationally soft, the ball band says. And it is. It is very, very soft. Premium acrylic, 5-ounce ball, number 4 worsted weight. So there's a lot of yardage in here. There's 230 meters, 251 yards. And they're suggesting a 5.5 millimeter needle for a number 4 of worsted weight yarn. It does look maybe like more like an Aran weight yarn. I don't know. Anyways, so that's what I've got. I'm going to try to get this done for Christmas. I don't know if I will or not, but if I do, it'll get wrapped up and re-gifted to him as a knit hat. You guys are all voting for the pattern, cables or textured pattern. And I went through Ravelry, just did a kind of a quick search for hats, see something that was kind of unisex, something that I thought he would like. And let me check the names. The March hat was the textured, kind of like a diamond. I didn't actually show here. I'll show you pictures now, which isn't going to do you much good because you've already voted. But I think some people actually went and looked up the pattern. And so this is the March hat. So this is a picture from Ravelry. Oh, that's really bad. Can I get it so you there? See how it's like diamond? Really deep rib. So I thought that would be a good pattern for anybody. Here, even though the color doesn't show up on the screen, is a really nice gold color. Now, somebody, I think it was Diane, left me a message. So I'm thinking that maybe she has knit with this yarn before because she was saying because this yarn is because it is so what was the word that it said? Sensationally soft? Yes, sensationally soft. It does feel very soft and it feels like it would have a lot of drape. It's not stiff, is that what I want to say? Like some yarns feel sturdier, like a lion or not like a red heart super saver. You know how that yarn, that acrylic yarn, it feels tougher, stiffer. Somebody will probably have a better word, but I think you know what I mean, right? And oh Val, um you're having bad sound. That oh Nikki said I think that's the yarn that I made my lounger cardigan out of in gold and black. Oh, and a dark teal. The teal was a different brand of yarn, still acrylic. Okay. We're waiting for poor Eric's socks. Hi, Pat. Oh, you have knit mittens out of Heartland and love it. Oh, that's good to know. Was that mittens or hat? Hat and mittens. So you did a whole set out of this. It feels really, really nice. And I thought this would be something that he would like. He could wash it. So, anyways, I was back to saying Diane had said, now, honestly, Diane, I can't remember which way you had said. You said the texture of this yarn would be preferable maybe for the textured hat and not the cables. And you need something that was a little more substantial for the cables. I think is what it said. But I thought that was a really good comment, thinking, like what the drape is like of the yarn versus what the pattern is that you're going to be knitting out of it. So, okay, so that was the first one. That was the textured hat. So that was um the March hat by Megan Babin. I'll show you that too if you want to go add that. So just the March hat, Megan Babin. It's a free pattern. So if you'd like to, go put it in your Ravelry library for future reference, might be a fun knit to do at some time. The other one that I picked out that I thought looked fun, convolution hat. I'll show you the Ravelry picture here again. It's done again with a worsted. Both of them are a worsted weight yarn. They were both free patterns, which just happened to be what I picked because that's not showing you very much. Okay, here, I'll show you this. Sarah Dawn is the designer. Convolution hat, Sarah Dawn. And then this is the picture of it. So this is done in cables and I has an interesting kind of like a flat top. Oh, wait a second. Okay, let's try this again. Let's go this side. Oh, okay, there. So see how it's knit like on a diagonal, like swirl is what's coming to my mind. What does it say? So it's done with like a cable, but no cable needle. And how about I will read it to you. It says convolution hat, spiraling hat, knit at a tight tension to create a very tight windproof hat, perfect for cold winter days, defeating the winter winds and snow. It will keep your head warm in all but the coldest weather. The brim can be folded up or left down as both weather and personality styles demand. There you go. So she's saying a 4 millimeter needle, worsted weight. She knit hers in Cascade 220 superwash. So that was convolution in the cables. So those were the two that you had to vote from. And it was very, very close voting, down to just like a couple of votes. So what is it what they say? Every vote counts. Well, today every vote did count. I know everybody's talking about Eric's Christmas socks here. So Liz is saying, so now Eric has a partial sock and a hat just started. Hope he gets something for Christmas. um, let's hope. I still I haven't shown you my sock. Maybe I'm gonna surprise you. Um, we'll see. Oh, turn my brightness down and it will work better, Nikki says. That's a good tip. All right, I'll remember that for next time. Oh, you heard that spiraling happens naturally with that hat? Oh, just the way the cables are done? Okay. Have you knit the hat, Diane? Okay, let me see. Oh, hi, Susanna. Okay, so anyways, this yarn, lovely, sensationally soft acrylic. The colorway is called Grand Canyon. So it's just a really nice beige color, which I think will be pretty neutral, match Eric's coat. I think it'll all be grand. So, cables, convolution hat, or the textured merch hat. Well, anyway, so the winning the winning one by just one or two votes is this is where we insert drum. Oh, Liz has got the drum roll up here for us. Okay, so get the drum roll sound in your head, and I'll get the picture up here. Oh, brightness. Okay, I'll try turning down the brightness and see what happens. Okay, the winning hat that I'm casting on, I already have yarn for, is the cables. Convolution hat. There it is. All right. I don't know. Is that a little better? You can kind of see the spirals and the cables. So if you guys voted cables, this is it. So I'm going to cast on. I have got a 4mm needle ready, and we'll cast on and work on the ribbing. Oh my goodness. As if on cue. Can you see that? Probably not. Anyways, Eric is calling. He must know we're talking about him and his Christmas hat. So, anyways, oh, Elisa's saying, yeah, so like the cables will add some thickness for warmth. You're right. I think so too. Anyways, okay, so that is that. Thank you guys for voting. I think it's going to be really fun. I really, really like doing cables, and I don't do them often. So I'm looking forward to this, and I'm hoping that once I get going with it, it will be fairly quick. Sometimes cables aren't super, super quick, but it looks like these cables are just going one way. So once you get the cable, um, a pattern kind of stuck in your head, I'm hoping it will be pretty quick and easy. Probably faster than the textured cable because that had those diamonds. So you're going to have to count stitches. Where this one, I'm hoping it's going to be pretty mindless knitting once I get it started, which should make it a quick knit. So fingers crossed that I can just show you a picture next week, because if all goes according to plan, Eric will have a finished hat for Christmas and I will not have the hat here to show you. I'll just have to show you a picture. So let me just text Eric for a moment because he has obviously forgotten that I am busy tonight and he just keeps calling and calling. So give me one sec here. Okay. So other things that I worked on this week, of course, was Eric's sock and last week's new start. So let's talk about last week's new start because it is a finish. Remember Jam Cookie? This is Lion Brand Thick and Quick. And Woolies Thick and Quick. Colorway is Jam Cookie. This is how much yarn I've got left. I've got enough to do probably a nice big pom-pom and have a little bit left over. But I haven't done a pom-pom yet, just so you guys could see the top of the hat. Because I think I like how, I mean, it looks fine, I think, without a pom-pom. Sometimes I think pom-poms are good. Sometimes people always ask, they're like, should I put a pom-pom on the top or should I not? And my opinion is always yes, put a pom-pom on because I love pom-poms and they're fun and it just adds a little bit to the hat. And if you have leftover yarn, it's a good way of using up that yarn so you don't have a little bit left in your stash. The other reason I think sometimes a pom-pom is good is if the top of your hat doesn't look all and then you don't see them. But I don't mind how this here finished up. I did 3 rounds of decreases just so the like the knit columns would come together. So I like how it looks. So I think it's fine with a pom pom or not a pom pom. Liz says no pom pom. She. I have not been able to convince that girl to put pom poms on things. Oh no, Elise doesn't like pom poms either. Since I think me look too young. Oh, I don't think you can ever look too young, can you? Maybe I've reached that age where that's not a problem. Hi, Sam. Anyways, pom-poms are personal opinion, right? Either you like them or you don't. And sometimes they look better on some hats than others, depends who you're giving them to, you know, all that, all kinds of things. So anyways, there's my hat. It's done. It's going in the gift box for Christmas. I'm liking it. Oh no. Kim says 3 votes for no pom-poms. Okay, where are my pom-pom people here, you guys? Oh well, that's okay. Put pom-poms on if you like them. If you don't have to. Oh, yeah, Tracy says a pom-pom would be cute. I've got this one here. I will show you. Just you non-pom-pom people? Really? No pom-pom? I don't know. I like this one because it's such a nice big pom-pom. Oh, Lynn is saying yes for pom-poms. Nikki's for pom-pom. Diane's for pom-pom. See, I knew you guys are out there. Just had to urge you to come to my defense here. So, anyways, there's 2 hats that are gonna go into the Christmas box for this weekend. Oh my goodness. So, we'll wait and see. I may really truly it may come down to if I have time, I will like quickly whip up a pom pom probably and put it on. Linnell's here. Oh no. No pom poms, she says. That's all right. Pom poms make the hat. I know. It is, you can always ensure a very lively debate when you bring up pom poms for such some reason. So, anyways, I got another hat done. Super, super quick. You guys, I know I've talked about this the last few weeks. Woolies thick and quick. I did a 7 millimeter needle, then a 9 millimeter needle, which I think was what, a 10.5 US. Knits up super, super quick. Couple of evenings, easy, easy to get a hat done. So there is still time if you want to gift one to somebody, you still have time to cast one on and get it ready for Christmas morning. Eric's socks. Okay, let's talk about Eric's socks. Well, and just as a little aside, I have a little bit more yarn of that. I have a little bit more. I have a little bit more. I have a few more colors of this. So I may do a couple more hats. I want to do one more for my son-in-law. And I can see right now, I can see poor Liz is having a heart attack and she's gonna be saying, oh my goodness, Eric's socks are never gonna get done. Because on Saturday I was bound and bent that I could also get a Sophie scarf knit before Christmas. And we met up with some friends Saturday for lunch after Cheryl and I podcasted on the Fiber Friends podcast. Cheryl's knitting a Sophie scarf and she was wearing hers and knitting one. And it was too much for me. I was like, seeing that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to cast one of those on, which I should have thought about 2 weeks ago, but that's not what I do. Anyways, poor Marg was watching and she's like, no, Louise, you cannot knit a Sophie scarf in like 2 days. It will take you longer. When we met up, Marg is in our and is in one of our little knit groups, and we were all going out for lunch, and we all sat down at the table, and Marg is so serious. She's like, "Louise, you cannot do a Sophie scarf." So I think I've gotten that out of my system, but I may do it, you know, for next Christmas. So we'll see. Liz says her hats look fantastic with no pom poms, and you are right. They will look fantastic, Liz. They will just look no, I'm not even gonna say it. They will look super fantastic without pom-poms. You are absolutely right. Eric needs socks, Tracy says. I know he does. He really does need socks. Oh, wait, so let me show you Eric's socks. These socks, I tell you, you guys, I don't know. They're gonna get done. They're gonna get done. And I know Liz is saying, silly Louise, you cannot knit that many projects before Christmas. I know. The problem is that when it gets this time, a couple 2 weeks before Christmas, that is like the height of the Christmas spirit, the fun and the excitement, the lights and the music and the movies, and it's just everything Christmas. You're baking, you're planning parties, you're getting together with friends, and that's when I want to knit all the Christmas things. I don't want to do them in July when I should. And there was a problem with the amount of Christmas cheer I want to spread and the time frame I have left that does not match. So somebody said, was it one of the girls that we were out at lunch and they said, what you need to do is right now is I need to be knitting Sophie's scarves and then put them away for next Christmas. While I am all excited about Christmas and the movies are on and the baked goods are flowing and there's hot apple cider, I should be working on stuff for next year. And I'm like, that was like a light bulb moment. I'm like, I honestly never thought about that. I never thought that I should. I'm like always so focused on knitting for this Christmas when I should just say, you're right. My deadline is passed for this Christmas. I should just use all this enthusiasm, channel it into being super, super organized for next Christmas. Will that happen? I don't know because I'm still working on Eric's socks. So we'll see. So here is Eric's sock. Oh, look at this, you guys. This is one of the little gifts that we got. Cheryl made these they're needle minders. So for you guys ladies who are cross stitchers, you know what needle minders are. And if you're not, um, it's supposed to go on your cross stitching. So it is a cute little something with a magnet and another magnet. So you put your cross stitch fabric in here and then just stick that on your cross stitch, and then you can put your needle on here to hold it so you don't lose it. Well, you guys all know I want to cross stitch and I have a bazillion cross stitch projects here, but I never have time to do them. So I just added my needle minder onto my sock as my beginning of round marker. So there, it's just on my sock. So which tells me as I'm going around that I'm back at the beginning of my round. And it looks really, really cute because it's a kitty and it reminds me of Daisy. So anyways, that's on there. So Eric's sock. Where was I with the dilemma with the sock last Monday? Um, I think I had it done. I hadn't pulled it out yet, had I? I think I had it all done. I had picked up gusset stitches. I had decreased gusset stitches and then realized that something was wonky. The stitch count wasn't right and it wasn't working out. So I pulled it all out. I pulled my whole heel flap, my heel turn, like everything. I pulled it right back till I just had a leg. Picked up stitches and knit the heel flap for the third time, you guys. I cannot remember. I, I don't know. I don't know when I've ever had to like pull out a heel and reknit it. Probably, I did way back when I was first learning to knit socks, but not certainly any time in the distant past have I ever had to pull out a heel. This one I have knit 3 times. 3 times. It has taken a considerable amount of time knitting all of this, pulling it out, knitting it again, pulling it out. And I should have just, the way I had it the very first time, I should have just left it and carried on and just did my normal picking up stitches and carrying on. So, anyways, it was a good learning experience, and I will probably come back to it and play around with this German heel again. But I thought instead of doing it on a full sock, I just do it on a little sample. And was it Sally or Paula? I think it was Paula sent me a Ravelry post that had links to a bunch of different heels, and that's exactly what she had done. Was just a few rounds for the cuff, and then immediately went into the heel. And I thought that would be a great way to test something out. She was doing a whole project. Can't remember what her Ravelry name was, but she was trying out a bunch of different heels and had a bunch of different ways that she was kind of rating them, how quick they were to knit. I think at one point she was talking about how much yardage they used, if there was gaps, if it was baggy, how she liked the fit, if it was an easy pattern to remember. And then she kind of came up with her top ones. And I think one of the ones was the fish lips kiss heel, but she said she did a lot of modifications to it, which I didn't check into. The German heel was not on there because I don't think very many people have knit the German heel. And I'm kind of thinking I can see why. So, anyways, I pulled it all back out, picked up my stitches, and then I just did a heel flap, turn the heel. There's Where's my heel? There's the heel, and picked up gusset stitches, decreased them all the way. There's my pretty little decrease line. And now I'm just knitting round and round and round on the foot. So I'm not panicking yet because I think we still have time for a finish. If I knit a bunch tonight, finish it tomorrow is what I'm hoping, and then cast on right away and knit till the wee hours of Christmas Eve. I think it can happen. I think there is still time. Yes, Eric may have one sock. He may have one. I'm hoping he'll have two. I'm hoping that we can get a picture of him Christmas Day wearing his socks. Just, yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'm still holding out hope that yes, it can happen. Oh, is Mary here? Sally. Yes, I was gonna pull the heel out. Yeah, so I did. I pulled the heel out. I picked up the stitches, got back on track, knit the other hat, and that was pretty much it for my knitting, just working on this sock. We did do a bunch of Christmassy things this weekend. Spent the day with my daughter, did a Christmas choir, went and listened to that singing. I gifted a couple of gifts, so I did some wrapping. We did go out for Christmas lunch and then came back to my house and did a little bit of knitting, of course. Now, I also can tell you, I don't have any pictures of this yet. I will take some pictures and maybe next week we'll be chatting here on Boxing Day. So I don't know what everybody has planned for Boxing Day. I think right now my schedule is free, so I think I will be here next Monday. And oh my goodness, Sally, I meant to message you. Yes. Okay. So, okay, I've got a couple stories. Let me tell you, Sally sent a card to Eric, and Sally, he loved the card. He was almost in tears. He was speechless. I think he was just so surprised that he had gotten a card. And he loved the fact that there was a dog on it and it had a sweater and that it was from you and your dog. So he absolutely loved it. Yes. And I do apologize because I did mean to send you a message thanking you. And then obviously I completely forgot. I'm sorry. But yes, he loved it. So Liz, okay. No, Liz, you need to change that thought process and think that Eric's gonna have a full pair because that's what I'm still hoping that. Yes, he did. He really, really loved it, Sally. So he took it home with him. He's got it in his room. Anyways, yeah, so I got a little bit of a surprise in the mail, which I will have to share some pictures of. So a very nice lady named Linda who watches the podcast. I'm not sure if she watches the Wildflower Wool one, or I know she watches the Fiber Friends. Anyway, she had sent me a message and she had a couple of 9-inch circular needles that she wasn't going to be using. She couldn't use them, that was bothering her hands. So she was going to send them to me. Well, I came home a few nights ago and there was there was a very large box sitting on my front step, and it was from Linda. And not only had she sent along some needles for me, she had sent along quite a large amount of yarn. So it was truly like Christmas morning the other night, opening this box because I had absolutely no idea what was in it. And there was some beautiful yarns and some yarns that I can definitely use for New Start Mondays at some point. So I will show you some of that yarn. Maybe next week on Boxing Day, that might be a good thing to it. Can I can show you some of that yarn because some of it was some really nice. There was some sock yarn. There was a little bit of everything. There was some wool. There was some sock yarn. There was a sweater quantity of one yarn in there. There was some Patton's classic wool. So it was super amazingly generous of her to send all of that my way, and I can't wait to use some of it up and yeah, maybe into some more hats, maybe a sweater or 2, maybe ooh, the one color, there was a really nice burgundy color. That might be great yarn for our 2-week sweater challenge in February. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit. Um, oh, hi, Anne. Anne, you're having trouble with the sound? Yeah, Val, you said you were having trouble with sound too. Hmm. Hi, Nancy. Yeah, Eric was super excited to get the card. He did yeah, he was very happy. So, anyway, yeah, so let me see what else. I know, let me see. What else I've done. I did a little bit of Christmas shopping for myself. So I will show that yarn to you probably next week after Christmas. Oh, Sam, what is this? Sam, I see a sad face. What is that? Is that talking about your wrist? Oh, Elise, 2 weeks first sweater in grad school. Oh, not happening. Oh, and you've never knit a sweater before. Well, you know what? This will be, I think, Jocelyn and I's third year doing the 2-week sweater challenge. The last 2 years, we have knit sweaters using a chunky weight yarn, and it was very doable. I was honestly very surprised at how quickly it knit up and the fact that I was not knitting, you know, like I did not have to stay up the whole night before finishing it. I was done quite easily with like time to spare, I would have to say. So this year, last year, I still did chunky weight. Jocelyn close to finishing. I think it was just kind of like the button band collar, something like that, that she didn't get done. So she was so, so close. And if I remember right, last year, Jocelyn was down, like she had hurt her back and was like in a lot of pain. And so if she had been feeling 100%, she would have totally got that sweater done. So this year, I've decided that I'm going to challenge myself and I'm going to do a worst day's weight sweater, not a chunky weight. Jocelyn's gonna try and do the worsted weight again because she really wants to, like, she was like I said, she was so close, like, she had the bulk of the knitting done, she was so close that she's gonna try and do a worsted weight as well. But, yeah, it is fun, and, what else do you have to do in the middle of February, right? Other than hunker down and knit a sweater for 2 weeks. It's kind of a good way to see the end of winter out and March in, and then spring is just about here. And then you've got a jacket, a sweater, card March on those really cool end of winter days, early spring days. Kind of perfect timing. But yes, if you're in grad school, probably not the time to focus on a sweater. But you can always join us next year or the year after. So, yes, you know what? We have the Fiber Friends. I think a lot of you that are here watch the Fiber Friends podcast. So, we did a Christmas card exchange and it has been so fun. That's what Sally was talking about Eric's Christmas card was part of the Fiber Friends exchange. I had gotten so many cards this year. They are all wonderful. Liz. Okay. I have this sitting here because this is Liz. I got this in my Christmas card from Liz. So a cute little pattern for miniature Christmas stockings. So the Fiber Friends are also doing a ornament challenge for December. So I'm going to cast on a Christmas stocking at some point. Probably not before Christmas, since I have this a big sock that I need to finish. But I think between Christmas and New Year's, that week between Christmas and New Year's when it's a little, quiet and relaxed, just and you're still in that Christmas mode, that I think it'll be the perfect time to knit Christmas ornaments while you're still in that Christmas mood. So that's when I'm gonna go get my Christmas ornaments done. I'd like to do a couple Christmas balls too. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, Diane, your cards went out today. That's nice. See, it's kind of nice that some people sent them out super early. Some people have sent them out a little bit later. I did mine a little bit later, and it's nice to have them spread out throughout the whole Christmas season is really nice. Oh, Elisa's saying another podcast I follow. Oh, it came from Northern Knits. Okay, so exactly. I don't have the needles for bulky, but worsted yarn you do have. Well, maybe when you have a break from school, you'll just have to cast on your first sweater and give it a try. I mean, the biggest thing I can say about that is check your gauge. Check your gauge, physically measure the width of your sweater to make sure it's going to fit you, and knit. It's just knitting. It's not too tricky. Oh, Susanna, I'm sorry, but due to things happening, I haven't sent out my Christmas cards. Well, you know what, Susanna? That's okay. Even if you just send out one card to the person that you were supposed to send to, or send them all out, the next couple of days, I don't know, whenever, even after Christmas, right? Even if they become New Year's cards, that is still nice just to extend that Christmas joy, right? Um, things happen, right? So I don't want it to be a source of stress for you to have to get them all done. So, but it's nice. Yeah, just send them out after Christmas if you can. And because it's always nice to get a card in the mail, right? It doesn't have to be before Christmas. Oh, that's so exciting. It's so nice just to make people smile, right? Send out something. It's just it's fun because we don't really get too many things through the mail anymore, do we? Kim says Lion Brand has a pattern, for a thick and quick cardigan. It's called Reading Room Cardigan. You made one in 2 weeks. I absolutely totally yes, Kim, you totally would be able to. Oh, well, see, that would be fun, and it would knit up so fast. Yeah, 2 weeks. Okay, Kim, that's a good one. We should make note of that. Reading Room Cardigan. So if anybody else is thinking about our 2-week challenge, the I actually had yarn picked out. It's not this one. This colorway, I don't think I have it up here. So this is Arctic Ice. So it's kind of a blue with maybe like a little bit of gray in it. But there's also now I've just totally lost it. It's like this, but instead of blues, it's greens. Oh, I want to say something fern. I completely lost it. Anyways, there's one sea glass. There is a greeny one, but then there's one that's called sea glass that is and sea glass maybe I will have to look up that reading room cardigan. See. But that would be fun, right? If anybody's looking or thinking about doing the sweater challenge, you've got some time. So if you've got Christmas money to spend from a yarn shop and you're looking for a sweater quantity, or any place do Boxing Day sales, or just, you've got a little bit of time if you need to purchase yarn, if you can find something that's on sale, or just do some stash diving, right? And mix and match, do some stripes, color blocking, anything happens. Anything can go, right? Hi, Sally. Oh, you came in. What one? The cabled hat one. Um, yeah, not the March hat, the other one. So I'm gonna cast it on tonight. So yeah, I'm excited to do that. Oh, at least, yeah. Okay, so Boxing Day isn't a big deal in the US. Interesting how that's different between Canada and the US. It is a very big deal here. Would you guys say I'm thinking our Boxing Day sale is kind of equivalent to your Black Friday? Now, mind you, though, the last few years, Black Friday has become a huge thing here as well. But typically, Boxing Day is where, yeah, I don't go to the mall on Boxing Day. I think I've only done it once or twice because it is so busy. It is crazy. Oh, Sally, we call it day after Christmas sales. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, things are like usually places have really, really big sales, and it is just too busy for me. I may go to Michael's. I may go to Michael's. And honestly, most of our yarn shops are closed. Sometimes they're closed between like the small businesses, right? Typically sometimes close between Christmas and New Year's, or maybe the first week in January. So, oh, Anne says I think Boxing Day was in English originally, nothing to do with sales. Okay, Liz said, I do not go to stores on Black Fridays or after Christmas. Yeah, no, me neither. Me neither. All right, trying to knit and chat at the same time. Get a couple of rounds done on this sock. Oh, so okay, how is everybody else doing with their Christmas knitting? Did I see a few? Nikki said you were knitting a hat. So Nikki, is that a Christmas gift or is that just a regular project like for you or for non-Christmas non-Christmas project? What's everybody else up to? Has anybody thought about is anybody doing like a Christmas Day cast on? I think we talked about this, right? There's all these options. Oh, I think Jocelyn, we did talk about this because Jocelyn said she was doing all of them. Like, because you could do a Christmas Eve cast on, a Christmas Day cast on, a New Year's Eve cast on, a New Year's Day cast on. I don't know. I'm not doing any of those specifically. Whatever's on Monday, that's what I'm casting on. Um, but I haven't thought about that. I mean, New Year's is coming up, which is always, I think, a good time to think about, if you haven't done a sweater before, maybe that's something to think about for this coming year. If you haven't done socks before, that would be a fun project to try. I'll have to. So I guess next week. Have to think about this. The next 2 weeks, we'll kind of, at some point, we'll be doing kind of a recap. I think I have to decide if I'm going to do, I might wait and do it in 2 weeks. I might do it in January. Yes, I'll wait and do it in January because I will need every last day in December to try to finish up some socks. Oh, I think I said I wanted to do 12 pairs of socks this year. I definitely have way more than 12 socks cast on. Will I get 12 pairs finished? That remains to be seen. So we can chat next week. Next week will be the very last new start of the year. Next week will be Boxing Day. So we can chat if anybody did brave the sales. I'm hoping that Boxing Day is going to be a quiet day at home for me and with some knitting. And then we'll chat Monday night and see, maybe I will have another finish, maybe a pair of socks for me done. I don't know. I'm just being probably overly optimistic, but we'll see. And, yeah, and then the first week of January, we'll kind of do a recap. Last year, I did kind of broke down how many new starts I had, how many finishes, and what the finishes were, dishcloths, socks, hats, mitts, cowls, scarves, sweaters, and what I had. So we'll see. I'll do that again because last year that really surprised me how many things I actually got finished. So I'm going to do it again this year, and hopefully I'll be just as happily surprised. So we will see. Oh, Sam, you got your wrist wrapped up. Well, that's good. Hi, Katie. Oh, you might cast on a hat next week. I think that would be a fabulous idea. Um, okay, Jocelyn, does that say you're hosting? I'm not sure. I think autocorrect went crazy on you because I'm not. I don't. You're doing something. You're a Christmas Day cast on and a Christmas Eve cast on and a New Year's Eve cast on. Then the Podiversary cast on January 1st. Yes. So you were casting on a lot. That's good. Um, but it's for last year. Oh, Nikki. So the hat you're working on, it is, but for last year. Okay. For hubby's gift last year, I got the Star Trek yarn clip and fireweed fiber co. And knit stuff for him out of it and watch Star Trek with him all year. That sounds awesome. You get wonderful yarn, hubby gets gifts, and you get date night all at the same time. How perfect is that? Nancy says, no Christmas knitting. You're making a Malabrigo neck thingy. That sounds soft and warm and cozy. Oh, but Nikki, so it is a new design that you're going to be publishing. That's exciting. Nikki, I have to say, my you guys know I have talked about Nikki's design, the Christmas Chronicles 2 beanie. I knit it last year. It's one of Nikki's designs. Love it, love it, love it. It is my go-to hat. It is the only hat that I wear. Um, yeah, I wore it again on the weekend. Anita and I went out to a Christmas market, an outdoor market, and I wore it. It was snowing. It was like totally Christmas magic. It was snowing. There was fire pits going. It was perfect. It was as close to being in a Hallmark movie as you could get. It was wonderful. Sorry guys, just okay. Eric keeps calling me, but yeah, I just wanted to see if you had texted. So, let's see, what else is everybody else doing? Yeah, so Jocelyn, you got a ton of things going on. Nikki, I can't wait to see a new design. So yes, if anybody is looking for a hat, Christmas Chronicles 2 beanie is a really fun cable pattern. Really, really like it. It was fun to knit and I love wearing it. Oh, Nancy. Oh yes. Oh yes. You're doing the Malabrigo neck thingy. So neck thingy, like a cowl. Is that what it is? Jocelyn, tonight you're working on the back of the on the back of a cardigan. Is that what you're doing? Linnell. Oh, you just need to wash and block. Oh, your Christmas is gonna be late as my daughter and her family all have COVID. You know what? I don't even wanna say this out loud, but fingers crossed. Yes. I'm having a wonder if that is going to be the case for us too this year, if things will actually go as planned this coming weekend. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people are getting sick, either not with just with COVID, but with the flu or just really bad colds. And so I don't know. We'll see. Fingers crossed, everything. But yeah, so Linnell, so you're going to be a little bit late, but that's as long as you can all get together, that's the main thing, right? Whether it's this weekend or it's next weekend, if you get together on New Year's Day, maybe, right? You just do what you can do, right? Check out Nomadic Knits Knit Miss, which starts on the 26th for 12 days. Yes. And was it you? Somebody else, I'm not sure if it was you earlier or somebody else said that because yeah, I thought that was a great thing because a lot of people's Advent knits that they're doing will end on Christmas Day. So then something to start on the 26th kind of will carry you on, have something to look forward to, right? That's exciting. Read the comment before that one. Sam, I don't know where that comment went. Um, I saw you said it's wrist, so I'm assuming you're saying your wrist is sore, is what I'm guessing, right? Um, oh, Val, do people cross things on Christmas Day? I think some people do. I mean, typically I don't because usually Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are just busy days doing Christmas things and Christmas meals and traveling to family. So usually those days I am busy. Um, but it's nice to do, right? For some people who do their Christmas thing either beforehand or a few days later, Christmas Day, that would be great, to just to watch your favorite Christmas movie, cast on something, have some special treats for yourself. It's just that sometimes that's nice, just having a nice quiet Christmas at home, right? And doing some special things. Nancy, that's what the cowl is called. I love that. The Malabrigo thingy, neck thingy. I like that. And I assumed that's what the name was. I wasn't not that you were just saying that. I was assuming that that's what it actually was called. Um, oh, Susanna, write it on a piece of paper and show it. Was that something for me? Oh, Sam, you get results. Yes, yes. I know you said you went for a test on your wrist. You can, well, let's fingers crossed you can start New Year's Eve. Um, oh, yes, yes. So Jocelyn, right, from Northern Knits Podcast, she's got the Rebel Mystery Knit Along going on right now. So it just started December 1st. My gosh, that seems like so long ago now. December 1st seems like ages ago now that we're almost at Christmas. And surprise, surprise, I did not get it cast on. But I did. I went and I purchased it, I think just last week because I hadn't got around to doing that either. Jocelyn and I were talking about yarn. So I've kind of have some yarn picked out, some options. And there was a couple of us who were thinking about knitting it between Christmas and New Year's. So yes, Nikki, I got to write this down. I'm, I'm getting my week between Christmas and New Year's. I still have to work, but I still just think it just feels a lot less rushed and everybody's kind of laid back and so I'm still hoping I'll get a lot of knitting done. I do have a couple days off. But, yeah, maybe Christmas night, I'll be able to cast that on and work on it Boxing Day. Oh, so anyways, yes. So Rebel Mystery Knit Along. I'm excited for that. Susanna, you're on row 7 of day 2 of the Rebel Make Along. Okay. Knit Make Along, Mystery Knit Along. Oh, okay, for something I didn't wanna say, I could write it down. Okay, I got you. Um, oh, no. Oh, you had a fall? Oh, no, Sam. Oh, dear. Well, that's not good. Okay, that's not good. I know we're into that wintry season right here. It has snowed. There's icy spots. There's snowy. It's slippery. Yeah, it is definitely that time of year where ice is a problem. Ice is a problem. But that's okay. We will get through it. And once Christmas and New Year's is over, then we're on the countdown to spring, you guys. We're countdown to March. And yeah, and yeah, and I've got an extra special reason to look forward to March and April because that's when my daughter's going to have her first baby. So I'm super excited about that, and I have some baby knits planned. So that is something exciting for me because I have never done baby knits before. So I have a few things planned: baby blanket, sweater or two. So yeah, there'll be lots of baby in amongst some other things. Oh, Nikki, yeah, you had a fall almost a year ago too. So you said your doctor's sending you to an ortho specialist of some sort about your leg that you hurt in February. Yeah, because you said it was still bothering you, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. I know. Okay, we're gonna have to put it there. Happy vibes for everybody. No falling. No falling, right? Yeah. No, we don't want any injuries, no knees. Definitely no risks, right? Because we at least when you fall and you hurt a leg, a knee, or something, you can still knit. So, Lynn, you keep losing me. Sound goes wonky. Last video and computer. Oh, shoot. Okay, seriously. Well, we're almost at our hour anyway, so we're gonna wrap up, Lynn. Sorry that you're having some tech problems. Oh, you fell on your right wrist. Oh, Sam. Okay, well, that's good then that you've got it wrapped and yeah, see how it's feeling. Oh, check out the baby stuff, Noelle. Oh, what the Noelle knit? I know. Yes. Oh, Nikki, you've got no snow yet out there out east? So far, so good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, you will get dumped on soon, I'm sure. Oh, yes, Susanna. So, yeah, so you're just having some long days at work, are you? Yeah. That's right. Solstice, yes. Winter solstice is on Wednesday. 2 more days, you guys, and then the days are gonna start getting longer, which is always something to celebrate. Yeah, so for anybody who does celebrate solstice, Hanukkah started this past weekend too. So anybody selling, um oh, okay. Yes, so if anybody's celebrating other things other than Christmas, enjoy those holidays obviously as well too. Yeah, so Lynn said Noelle and Kelly are knitting. Are they both doing baby stuff? I know Noelle does tons because she's got lots of grandbabies. Oh, Nikki says Tin Can Knits 9 Months of Knitting is a good book, and all patterns are sized to adult plus. Their patterns are all so wonderful. Okay. Well, um, I will definitely. That's another thing I can squeeze into my week between Christmas and New Year's is looking at baby knits. And you're right, Noelle would be a great person to go back. Maybe I'll just message her and see, ask her what some of her top ones, which ones she would suggest. But I could go back through her Instagram and look and see what. Yeah, she's done tons of things too. Oh, Nikki, from that book, you could make a grandma, grandpa, and baby grand. Oh, that would be fun. Okay, I'll have to do that. Sally says, "Will there be Fiber Friends on Saturday morning?" Yes, there will be. And be prepared because Cheryl says she's podcasting in her pajamas. So, yeah, Saturday morning is Christmas Eve. And yeah, Cheryl and I will be here Saturday morning on the Fiber Friends channel. And we will check in with you guys. So, if anybody is around on Christmas Eve morning, we will chat with you then. And then I'll be back here next Monday on Boxing Day. And we will check in with how everybody's holiday went. Oh, Susanna, you're watching in your PJs? We never worry about you having nothing to do. I always have tons to do. That is definitely not a problem. Oh, she's sending presents to everybody. I like that. Super good. Oh, Val says you won't sleep in. Kim, time for me to go. Merry Christmas. Yes, we are. You'll be joining in your jammies, Nikki. Perfect. Then, oh, it was cold. It was cold here today too. It was definitely feeling like winter. It was definitely a hats, mitts, scarves, wool socks kind of day for sure. All right, everybody. Well, this is it down to the last few days before Christmas. So if you're like me and still gift knitting, I hope it all goes very smoothly. There's no super late nights. Just put on a couple Christmas movies. That's what I find. I just seem to knit faster when there's a Christmas movie on. So that's what I'm going to go down right now and see what I can find. Put on a Christmas movie, and I'm going to work on this sock because I'm still crossing my fingers for a finish. I'm going to be super proud if I get these done. And I'm going to cast on the hat too, because just because you can't work on a sock all the time, can you? I know, don't answer that. Some people are going to say yes, but I'll take a little bit of a break in between the sock knitting. So we'll see. So happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for voting. There'll be something new to vote on next week. So Have a great holiday, everybody. I hope you all get lots of, yarn in your stocking. Hopefully, Santa brings you lots of good crafty things, and we will catch up with you next week. Bye, everybody.